Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning into the COVID-19 lockdown account. Tonight, I have Priyanka with me. Priyanka is a hardworking mum, wife, and brand head of a well-respected jewellers over in Mumbai. So, Priyanka, how are we today?
Hi, all well. I hope everyone, all the viewers are also doing well.
Yeah. I think so. The feedback we've got so far, I think we're in over in the UK about week 8 or 9 of lockdown. So,
Right. So this is day 67 for us, I think, and this is the new normal. So we are all adjusting, still tweaking a bit, but figuring things out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are a week, yeah, at least a week ahead of us. I would say
Yeah.
we may even be 2 weeks behind you guys because I know that you were very, very quick to realise
Yeah.
that something had to be done over in your country, and I think we probably could learn a few lessons from that. But yeah, so talk to us about what things have been a bit different for you lately.
So basically, this started end March, and at first it felt like okay, it's 2 weeks. This is the break we all want, away from work, everything. You're with family. It didn't quite come on to us so seriously until the lockdown 2.0 began for us, and we realized this is serious. And now it's the shift. The first 2 weeks was more spending time with family. You felt like it was a holiday which was way due when you're in your home in the comfort of your home. But now we know it's serious. Like as days proceeded, it gets more serious. So I'm glad the lockdown didn't happen earlier, but it's been very difficult. I would say to some of us it's been not so difficult, but to majority of the people who've been away from home, who work away from their villages into cities or vice versa, they can't go back. So families are not united in a time like this. So those are the few things that are sad, but I believe a lot of measures are taken to reunite families, to make sure that everyone is safe. The rules here are very strong, so we don't go out after a particular time, and the mask, the gloves are a must. So all those precautions are, since it came so soon, like, and the seriousness has been realized, so we are trying, like everyone's figuring out how to work in this properly, like that.
Mm.
It's become a
And
system.
what? Because over here, they're not very strict. Our authorities aren't very strict at all. Like people will just do what they like, really. And you might get a fine. That I haven't known
Mhm.
anyone to get one. What's it like over there if people kind of break the rules?
So there were a few funny viral videos where the police just took a few guys and put them in a police van, saying these are COVID patients. Now go sit with them since you're breaking the rule. But it wasn't that. It was just like a fun way to make people realize that do not do this.
Yeah,
So there is patrolling going on. I think sincere, gratitude to the police force and to everyone out there who's working. And somewhere all of us have figured we are in this together. If we can sort of do this together, we can come out of it stronger. It needs to be stricter here is because the magnitude, like number of people we are in Mumbai, right? Like, so
yeah,
I'm from Mumbai, it is badly hit, and we are a lot of people. So if we don't stop going out, it can spread really fast. So they are strict. Maybe they'll issue a ticket, like a challan over here, or tell you that don't do this. And there are few basic necessities shops that are open, say
yeah,
from morning 9 to afternoon 1, and that's about it. So you do your business in that much time. Do the social distancing, and yeah, we're so that's what I'm saying. The first 2 weeks was fun. Then it daunted that my God, this is it. And now we're all taking each day at it as it comes and understanding the importance of social distancing. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it looks like the police force have been a lot stricter with the fining system than they are over here, and I think that no one can know what the future is going to hold, but there is that worry of a second wave um,
Hmm.
being that catastrophic thing that can not only hit everyone economically, but obviously the health of loved ones as well. So I can imagine that. that's a bit of a worry for you as well over there. I think,
It is.
go on.
No, no, you tell me.
No, no. So talk to me about your work life right now, because everyone is kind of confined in. I'm assuming your shop is shut.
Yeah. So we shut on 19th of March,
Oh, okay.
and today we are on 26th May. So it's been closed. So we are typically a retailer and we've been around for 40 years. So everything is, people come to the store and buy. So it's always been offline. And now the dynamics have changed and it is offline to online now. Like you have a B2B scenario, B2C, and we've become like an O2O. From offline, we're going online. People are inquiring about the gold because gold buying is a lot important culturally in our system here. So there were two major festivals that went. That was Gudi Padwa and Akshay Tritiya. So these are the two festivals where people have to buy gold. It's like that. It doesn't matter if it's only 1 gram, but it has to be bought. So it has that sentimental value to it. So we did a lot of online sales where people, bought it online. The deliveries are still not done. So we will do it post the lockdown. Currently it's lockdown 4.0. We don't know what holds true for us. In the next 4 days, we know whether we are opening or, there are different steps to it. So typically for us to survive a business, we are 175 crew, like all of us together. So yeah, they're family. All of us work together as family. So we're all holding on together. But there are those set expenses, right? Like any business would have. So there is one over here, but the sales are not there. So we're taking it as it comes, but I feel it's gold, and what it did for us on Akshay Tritiya and Gudi Padwa, those 2 days, showed that people trust this commodity more than any other commodity. And since all the markets have dipped and gold has, survived this whole Corona brush, so yeah, we're hopeful that when things open, it will be a slow rise, but it will be there.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything that has massively affected business, or is there anything that has kind of really had an impact on you guys other than just the general lockdown or a byproduct of that?
Um, so I'll tell you one good byproduct. Like now I know who are the proper workers in my company, because you have so much time to deal with everyone that who can do it work from home. Like, so work from home is very difficult. So again, hats off to everybody who's managing that. And another is managing time with it. So that if something needs to be done today, it's COVID times, the new normal, we can push it for 2 more days or 3 more days, but it can't go longer than that, what
No.
you can do from your place. So I've come to know who are my best workers. So I'm waiting when I'm allowed to cuddle them. I will go do that like that. It's
Oh,
just that.
no.
That's the positive byproduct. There's been a lot of negativity in the market and like everywhere because it's difficult, right? People will lose jobs. The markets are down. Money is not going to be coming in. So now it's just looking back, you see what are the expenses that you did earlier easily. You don't do those. You sort of mind your work style and take it forward. So another positive I'm trying to look here is that this is teaching us to be minimalistic to survive like that,
Yeah.
and have new measures. I'm not trying to look at the negative at all because then it sort of makes you feel helpless and there's nothing you can do, right? Like
Mm.
there's nothing, we don't know what's happening. So yeah, these are the few positives I would say in terms of changes.
Yeah. No, I think keeping a positive mental attitude is, very, very important right now, especially when someone like you is trying to steer the ship and lead the way. And your leadership qualities have to really come through in the hard times, because it's easy in the easy times, and I can resonate with that. And what about yourself? What kind of things are you doing for yourself to keep yourself
Okay.
focused, motivated?
uh, so I'll tell you what, it's been really tough on me and my family personally because So firstly, kids, right? Kids don't know they have to be bound, they have to be indoors, they can't go out, play. So I think first few days they enjoyed that the parents were home 24 hours because we both my husband runs a business of his own and I'm working separately. So we have so much work going that we divide our weekends. Weekends are only for family and that's what we do. But all of a sudden the kids are seeing us home. They like it for some time. And then one day my son came to me and said, you know, you're wearing your pajamas every day, don't you have to get up, like I said, and dress up because you that's what you do. And I said, I'm so sorry, I'll try to do that. So I've tried to change the pajama routine into wearing denims on a top at least, because it sort of made you very lazy, or like coil up or come in your, like, you don't know how to react to it. So that's happened. But so now what we do is every day we talk to the kids, and now they know corona times are there. So this is really funny. A liquid hand wash, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Probably lasts 15 days, maybe for us in a family of six. It gets over in 2 days because my son washes his hand every 10 to 15 minutes. It's Corona, I have to clean, I have to clean. So yeah, they've gotten scared. And kids, otherwise for us, working from home, we are dividing time. My husband and I are taking time out, and like it's literally a timetable that, okay, let's do
yeah.
work. You're doing your work, I'll be with the kids, or I'll handle the kitchen. And there's domestic work, there's have fun with kids, there is work that you have to do work wise. So planning a roster, talking to your partner, I think that's helping us go by. Yeah,
And
in a way.
how about the family thing? So I suppose you can't see the greater part of your family, can you?
No, no. So yeah, so my parents live literally 40 minutes, like not even 40, half an hour away by drive. And I haven't seen them ever since. And much as I would love to, I love go meet them. But technology today is a blessing. I mean, I'm talking to you via the seven seas, and here we are doing this interview. So the morning routine starts for me is get up, check my mails, like just do some work, and talk to my mom and father first. Like that's the morning routine. I have to talk to them, and by afternoon my kids talk to them. So at least we are close like this. There's no that's as good as it gets in this time. So we are making the most of it.
Well, there's talk of them easing restrictions next month for us to be able to see our family, and I have
Mhm.
physically seen my parents, but not been near my parents. So I can understand and we do this as well, the FaceTime. The kids do the FaceTime, but no one ever thought really how much impact there would be on grandparents, not only
Mm-hmm.
kids but grandparents right now. And I know all of our parents are massively struggling. So my parents, so my children's grandparents are
Mm.
struggling where they can't see their grandkids and how often they used to see them compared to now. And
Right.
I think we're going to be very appreciative of that in the future.
Totally. I think so being grateful is something I've always, like, I believe in gratitude, and it's always been there. But now more so than ever, it's like the little things which didn't feel so grand, you're like, oh my god, thank god for that, this was with me. I got to do this, or I get to do this. So uh, the whole world is like, all of us are in this together. It's tough times, but what comes by is that everyone is trying their little to come out of it, like just try to spread the positivity around it. And I think that's all we need right now. We just need to be happy people trying to make everyone happy, because it's just too short. Like I know this because a friend of mine lost his father around this, because of COVID, and it's just sad times. Like you just got to value everything you have, and be grateful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally agree. I think I was reading something the other day that when you switch your mindset over to gratitude, it pretty much rewires your brain to look for the best things as opposed to being felt like you're stuck, which
Yeah.
it has helped me pivot what I do enormously by coming from a place of gratitude as opposed to a place of doubt or despair. And I think that if we can rub that off onto different people, especially teach it to our children as well, as I can imagine you do, you know, that's gonna push through the generations and hopefully go off onto other people as our kids meet other people. What kind of things are you doing as a like what are you doing with the kids, or what kind of stuff are you doing with the family that you'd never normally
Oh,
do?
so we do a lot of coloring, drawing. My son, he calls himself an artist. He's almost 6, but so he's really good with his work. I wish I had kept some here to show you, but he's good. So he does a lot of superheroes, Avengers. So he keeps drawing and then he writes down Dada. Dada means granddad from father's side. Nana means granddad from mom's side. So he writes little notes for them, and then that's it. That's I just give it to them or click a picture and send it. So art has been our thing. Like we're loving doing that, and so luckily for us, we have our own backyard at home. So we play a lot of hopscotch because again the physical, like they need to burn that energy.
Yeah.
So we do hopscotch over there. If I'm doing my yoga in the morning, my daughter loves to join me in and do that. So basically there is no newness in what we're doing. It's whatever we are doing, we're just getting them on board and do the same thing with us, because you only have 24 hours and there's so much to accomplish now that you like there's a lot of planning at work we need to do with house help not being there, so you've got to do the house help. The kids are used to going to school for 4 or 5 hours a day, and now nothing. So we're just juggling around, and it's not a bad juggle. It's all right. It's good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Have you turned your hand to a bit of teaching as well?
Yeah, so I realize I'm not a very good teacher because I get very angry.
Same, I'm the same.
so so my son just says that now you are turning into this monster and I don't want to talk to you anymore, because it's like I'm getting angry. But so I attended one of those online webinars for parents, like for parents in general, and it sort of helped me understand where I'm going wrong in terms of teaching my child. And it's just like we can't, like, he can't be perfect, I can't be perfect, and let's just all be normal and
Mm.
accept that. And surprisingly, my way of teaching has changed, or I don't know, his reciprocation has changed, and his spellings are spot on. Like what he couldn't do 30 days ago, he can do it really well now, and we're having fun
Mm.
together. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, no, we were trying about 4 or 5 hours a day, which went down to 2, which now is about 1.5. It's, we're doing our best, but I think at the moment the life skill side of things is definitely paying off, and just spending happy time with them. I think that's going to pay more dividends than anything else, especially when they're so young. I
Right.
think you're doing the right thing. And yoga as well. Have you done yoga for a long time?
uh, Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't.
Yoga. You said you did yoga.
Yoga, yes, yes, yes. I have been doing yoga for a while, so for a long time, in fact.
Yeah.
So even if I don't manage much, I at least do 10 Surya Namaskars a day. So I feel that like you've just started with something which is good. Like one is making your own bed, right? So as soon as you get up, make your bed, and I try to fit in yoga anytime through the day, and we're good like that. Otherwise, there used to be like you want to work out, but where do you remove that 1.5 hour? Because
Yeah.
there's literally a lot of things to do. And so this 10 minutes of Surya Namaskar, I think 10 Surya Namaskar takes about 14 to 15 minutes, and that's good. Like that's at least a start. Habit like that. So which
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Definitely. I've been now. I managed to train. That's what I do. I managed to work out. I managed to find that time all the time, because it's what I do. So it's great because I can now instruct people and I get the workout as well. But the one thing I struggle with, which you probably do during yoga, is a form of meditation, and I realize I need to meditate or have a way of freeing my thoughts at least once a day. And it's something that now something that now I've realized how important that is. And that spiritual side of things is something I'm working on. But yoga, I'm terrible. I'm awful. I'm so
Oh my
bad. I can barely touch my toes. There you go. That's me doing yoga right now, touching my nose, and that's
God.
so I'm so bad. But I should do it because of I know the way it frees your mind and your body at the same time. Um, and anything else, are there other things that you're looking to explore right now?
Um, so I'm planning to do a few courses online, like for personal growth. I've been doing a few webinars, and I realized that there's so much to learn, right? Learning never stops. Like no matter what we've done in the past, like I've been working for almost 15 years over, but with these new webinars, new podcasts that I'm attending, there's always something to learn. So I'm planning to enroll in a few courses for myself. And work wise, yeah, just we're online, so we're ready to we'll be going to be more active online, do video conference, like video calls with clients. Clients are now more open to discuss things online. And
Hmm.
yeah, just I think it's more like take each day as it comes and take it, because sometimes a lot of planning also is not very good, because in times like this when things are just you're up here and it just changes in a second. So we just, yeah, taking it slow. But learning is something I want to keep doing. Yeah. Yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head there because it's great to plan, but having the ability to recognize when you need to adapt is probably a better skill. You can plan and plan and plan, but no one, and if they say they planned for this, they're a liar. Could have planned for 2020 happening the way it did. However, there's a lot of people that have managed to pivot their businesses and what they do online exceptionally, like what you're doing as well. And the earlier people recognize that, the better. That is going to be a much more beneficial life skill moving forward than being able to plan for the environment that you're already in, right? Because that's easy. Everyone can plan for the environment they're in. It's the new environments that are going to be the trouble.
It's like the new normal, the brave new world. We don't know like what's happening. So I have a few friends in China, so I keep talking
Wow.
to them as well, and how they are adapting to things. And so it's they say it's pretty all right now, but again the social distancing is still on. It started in November there, or late October, and they are maintaining those things. So it's all about, yeah, pivoting. Like I think it's, if we are ready to change, there's nothing stopping you, because it's like the art of, if you've learned something, you need to unlearn and relearn, because if we are not adaptable, there is, you're just there, like it can't be. So adaptable in terms of our parenting techniques. We are doing online schooling now. Who knew my kids would study via a laptop? And like it's, everything is changing, work is changing. And so like that, when I say work, so typically for us weddings are a main thing, where culturally there's a lot of exchange of jewelry. So there's gold and diamond that gets exchanged for the bride, groom, the families. And now the wedding sizes are going to get smaller,
Yeah.
at least for 2020 is what we know. So we're seeing a lot of people already calling us and inquiring for their weddings in December 2020, because so Indian weddings, like 200 is a very small size of people. It will be like 600 to 2000 minimum people, like that in India. So now when it cuts down, so people will might just invest more for, for it in gold, because gold has, again, the market value for it has sustained so far. And so that thought is cultivating, that they need to put in different pockets, like wherever you're investing. And this is one commodity that survived the COVID times. So far it's been good. So we see a shift in buying as well. Like people will try and invest more in something that they can go back, which has a resale value. When you need money for any reason, this is something that gives you that money, because you lose maybe 2-3%, but
Mm.
it doesn't go down drastically like the other markets. So
Mm.
with all these calls for weddings, I've realized people are ready to, like everybody, like earlier the talk was, will I ever get married in 2020? Now the whole talk is, getting married in your own home, right? Like
Oh,
this
wow.
is what you're gonna build together. So there has been a lot of smaller weddings which are all over, where people have got exchanged it within their place, got to eat the food they love the most, probably, and a grandma's recipe, because otherwise weddings are more lavish and it's a
Yeah.
different caterer or a hotel cooking. But now it's more intimate. I think after this we are all going to get more intimate, closer to home, like closer to family. I mean, in this whole scenario.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And yeah, I suppose taking from that as well, people realize they don't need so much of the huge material, the materialistic stuff, that what is important is what's, I suppose, under your own roof. And it's something
Hmm.
that I'm seeing a lot of around where, around in the UK, that people are appreciating the people that they have close to them. And there's a lot of I suppose, deeper relationships with the people that you love being built, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. Now, I do have another couple of questions. Some ones I probably should have warned you about. They're not like that. It's just that I like to see what bits of advice you've either been given or what advice you would give. So that's one of the questions I'm going to ask right now. Is what bits of advice have you been given, or have people given to you that have helped you through this time?
So you talk to a lot of people, right? You have elders at home, youngsters at home, everyone. We discuss, and the first bit of advice, which was very important, is that it's okay. Like businesses are not doing well, so that stress is there. So I am working. I'm a part of the company, but I'm not the owner. My husband is an owner of his company, so things that are affecting to the owners is very different, because then you have more salaries and payouts and things like that. And something that my husband and my father-in-law shared together, that it's going to be war out there when we go, like when work starts, it's going to be tough, but right now we are in this moment, so let's have that whiskey, let's let's enjoy that drink, and spend time together. And so I realize you live in the moment. Of course, you're worried, you're paranoid about the future, what it holds, but because of that, you don't enjoy this present that you're getting, because you're still indoors, having a roof, having food, and with your family. So make the most of what you have, and I think everything else just falls in place.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. And yeah, being more in the moment is something that I'm trying to better myself with. As I said earlier in this interview, that way of connecting with the right now as opposed to the future or the past. And I think it's so important for mental health for people to be mindful and to find their own way of bringing their thoughts to the present. And it is so important. And I think that's a great bit of advice from your family. Okay, so I mean, one other thing as well. So this is the big one. This is the big question. Which, don't worry, it's not too scary. But I ask everyone this question, and if you could go back to when this all started, imagine you could go back in time and you could give yourself some advice and grab yourself by the shoulder and say, Priyanka, you know, you need to do this, or you need to stop doing this, or you need to focus on this. What would be that bit of advice? What would you say to yourself?
I don't know. Off late, I can just okay. So I'm very critical of myself, uh, which is a lot I've got from my boss, my husband, my son as well. You know, why so much? So I would just say that you're critical is because you plan, and if something is not working right, you like, why didn't it work? But there was a lot that was planned for March for me, work wise, personally. I was going to be in London at this time because these are summer holidays with the kids, and that didn't happen. So, what I would just say is that sometimes it's just okay to let go. It's okay if it's not 100%, but at least it's better than from what you started. So if you started from one, if you reached five of something, it's still progress. So don't beat yourself if progress is slower or if it's not 100, because it's not working well anyways, like, currently in this time. So there's no point, there is absolutely no point to beat yourself up if you can't get the 100. It's perfectly all right.
I love that as well. That's fantastic, and very, very wise words as well. Because make the best of what you've got, as well as being in the moment, are two of the biggest laws that I'm living my life by at the moment. And I think if other people did that, along with being kind, I think that would help the world over so much. Well, look, Priyanka, thank you so much for your time today. I'm going to wind down. I'm going to close off for everybody watching. Okay, I'll have another chat with you off screen once I've pressed the stop button. But I'm just going to say goodbye to everyone right now. So, guys and girls, thank you so much for listening today. If you've enjoyed this as much as I have, please do just comment below in the comment box and either tell us what you thought of the video if it's on YouTube, or of the podcast if you're listening on that as well. Also, guys, if this has resonated with you and you'd like it to help somebody else in your close circle, please use social media for the platform that it is meant to be used for, and share this podcast so other people can experience what you've just experienced. And more importantly, if you have a voice and you'd like to help me on my mission to interview 100 people during the COVID-19 lockdown, please get in touch via ABC Gym on Facebook, or just comment below and I'll be in touch. Priyanka, thank you so much for everything, all the way from Mumbai, and I look forward
Thank you
to
so much.
you guys in the future. Thanks again.